So, Season 2 of MLB The Show 24 is officially underway. Already you're seeing a ton of different lineups in the game. And that's what we're going to talk about today, how you can build your most overpowered team for Season 2. Leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let me know some of your favorite cards so far in Season 2 of MLB 24, and let's get into it. First and foremost, here is my team. After a good little bit of progress through the Double XP weekend to kick off Season 2. Currently, the only captain I am running is this Luis Castillo live series for the Cornerstone captain, who I'm liking him a lot because some of my best cards on my team are live series. And just look at some of these cards with their Inside Edge boost and the Luis Castillo boost, just how crazy they become. And I do, in my opinion, think Castillo is the best Cornerstone captain for most people. Now, if you have like pretty much every card of the game, that will change and we will talk about that. But for the majority of players, I would estimate that Luis Castillo is probably the Cornerstone captain for you. And besides Judge and this Tarek Skubal, who's about 16,000 stubs now, those are the only 90 plus that I have. I'm missing a lot of the big boys like Shohei, Mookie, Trout, and Yordan. Otherwise, I'm just comprised of everybody else, you know, the whole lot of your 89s and below. Cards that are really good on their own, but really begin to excel once you get the Castillo boost on them. And then you're also going to be helped out with the fact of Supercharge, because they're already boosted up to 91, which is a pretty damn overall for right now. And you're getting that plus 15 aside contact boost on them. And a little bit for pitchers as well. So that's why I think right now you can't really match the Castillo boost. Now, my wild card is currently on Willie Mays. It was on Posada earlier. I've also used Mookie Betts. I've been changing it around again. You can use your wild card, you know, just swap it between anybody who you want at your own free will. But Posada was here. Now let's supercharge Cal Raleigh. We have another good switch hitting catcher. We're going to put Willie Mays as our wild card. This is what I've been rocking with. And then in terms of pitching, we've got some pretty good guys, specifically Tarek Skubal and Chris Sale. I've been enjoying Roy Halladay. This card has been a lot better than I thought he would be, but overall, it's still a fucking nightmare trying to pitch in this game. And then in the bullpen, we've got, you know, the Lee Smith and Chapman, both XP and collection guys. Then otherwise, we picked up Joan Duran. And it's been a struggle. Luckily, we've been able to out-hit most of our opponents thus far. Hopefully one day good pitchers will actually come out. Or a patch, whichever comes first. But I do want to talk about this, the Costonado, which is Luis Castillo plus Nolan Arenado. Of course, talking about this 88 Cornerstone captain from Season 1. Now, you do have to wildcard him, of course, which it's probably not the most enticing thing to wildcard an 88, and we've got him to tier 2, but you look at 15 contact right, 10 power left, 10 clutch, and 5 fielding right there. And the bonus, if you only do tier 2, you get your entire outfield. You don't have to get them super slow. Because in most cases, if you have 11 hitters out of your 13 available, that means you can only save 2 outfielders. And granted, do I really have a ton of speed at left and right now? Not exactly, but they would be even slower. And, you know, once I get better options, that'll help out as well. Again, I don't have every best card in the game either. I think this is more an average, you know, position where a person's at, minus Aaron Judge. You know, most people can readily get Corey Seager or Jose Ramirez, and those guys just get another step up with the addition to another boost. You know, it's essentially 3 live series, Arenado, and Castillo at that point for them, plus another collection of guys like Eddie Murray's on the team here. William Contreras gets pretty much maxed out contact. He gets actually pretty good, and you can always mess around with it. This is just what I built in a few minutes, thinking about who could be best suited for this team. But let me know in the comment section down below as well if you try out this boost. Because no doubt, if you've got guys like Yordan Alvarez, who is the picture perfect guy for this boost, mind you, he's terrible defensively. so you really should put him at DH. It's obviously going to be even a step above. And you can kind of picture in the future, like this Yasmani Grandal, when you get him in the reward path. I mean, good God, is that card going to ever become stacked? He's got 1 speed, which, again, I think is more insulting than having 0. But you just see this Mark McGwire as well. You get a additional boost on to him. And, you know, there's other captains that are going to fit as well. But some of these cards are really going to get that benefit. And I like the flexibility of the Costonado boost. It gives you an option to not only use Lion Series cards, you know, you can front load more of those in the rotation of bullpen if you want, and then really hit hard with the offense. But of course, as you know, there's more cornerstone captains. There's the Rafi Devers, Giancarlo Stanton, and Corbin Carroll. Now, personally, I don't think that Stanton is really viable at all, at least not yet. This is a quick little tip for you guys. If you don't know, we're going to open this Exchange Cornerstone Captain Pack for Giancarlo Stanton. Again, just make sure that they're out of your lineup, out of mini seasons events in your main screen lineup, and you can exchange your Cornerstone Captain as much as you choose. But also in the game, you can get a pretty good picture of who exactly fits that specific captain. We'll just move over, put Stanton on the team, make him our team captain, and then we're going to go over to inventory, and you can see within the game who exactly is going to get boosted. Now, sometimes it is a little bit bugged, and we're probably going to want to check more so for, you know, like set 2 and core cards to see who exactly, but for Stanton, it's only set 2. You know, core cards, live series, they don't fit Stanton. It has to be a flashback. It has to be a legend card. So you get a good little picture. There's this Trey Turner. You see a decent amount of the team affinity guys and the new Acuna, the new Fernando Tatis Jr., but barely 2 pages worth of players that are going to fit Stanton to this point. It's probably not going to be too worth it to use him yet, but he could be good in the future. Then we'll check out on ShowZone. Shout out to them. They've got an excellent team builder feature, and you can also add in filters to see, you know, what cards are going to fit this captain. So in Rafi Devers' situation, we have it only looking at core cards, set 2, and then, you know, players under 74 fielding that are actually going to fit the theme team. So you can check out who is available, like catchers, for example. You've got this Mike Piazza for the Dodgers collection, but you know that's an expensive card, so it's going to be a little bit tough to get. And then also remembering what the Devers boost gives you: 15 power per side, 5 plate vision, and 5 batting clutch once you get to tier 3. It's going to help you really build out that team and get a better understanding of who's going to benefit from that boost the most. Like this Salvador Perez for mini seasons, for example, is a really good shout. Now, I do want to emphasize, you don't have to get the boost to tier 3. Again, like with Arenado, the tier 2 boost is still pretty good. It's not like how captains were last year, where it really became, you know, if you don't do tier 3, then you're going to get minuses. You're going to get negatives in there as well. So here you can check out players that are going to fit. And first baseman, there's going to be a bunch of them. So you see some team affinity guys, this Richie Sexson, that Hyper Series. Now, of course, his price is way up right now. And another cool thing about ShowZone that actually reflects. You can see he's going for about 3,100 at the moment. It's super cool, and it gives you a great chance to see who exactly fits each theme team. Now, again, I do think Castillo is going to be the best option. Devers is getting really good, but I think the thing you see here is like Trey Turner, awesome card, but it's really expensive. So if you've got a ton of stubs, if you've got a lot of inventory, again, like this Aaron Judge, you know, this Matt Holliday, there's Rafael Palmeiro, Yordan Alvarez. You know, if you've got a stack team, if you've got so many assets, I think Devers would be better than Castillo. And then there's Carroll. I mean, he's here as well. He's going to require players 84 speed and above, and primarily you're going to get contact boost. So once again, you'll see guys like Trey Turner, Mike Trout, you know, Shohei Ohtani. Obviously, this is a pretty fun team to run because you're using really fast players. So it's really going to help benefit you if you don't hit a home run. If you get a single, you can stretch it into a double, or a double stretch it into a triple. Castillo's Adalberto Mondesi, give him 15 contact aside. I mean, we're talking about a really good player. Or what about the new Fernando Tatis Jr. that came out at shortstop? He should be here. He should fit the requirement. He's not showing up. Let's see. It's just giving us live series. But the new one that came out, he should be there, the shortstop slot. You know, that would be an excellent shout. Someone who needs the contact boost more. So, big picture, you know, Carroll's not like the best one right now, but I would definitely recommend check out ShowZone because they've got a lot of tools and you can really start building out a team before you actually have these cards. You can visualize it on the website here. I don't want people to be deterred from Team Affinity. I know they're 89 overall cards. You probably have better team with your live series, especially with the Castillo boost. But you see there, some of those Team Affinity cards are going to be focal points and adding on to those theme teams for the other cornerstone captains, which are going to surpass Luis Castillo in due time. I mean, come think about chapter 2 of the season or whatnot. You're starting to get outpaced on those live series, especially once we get more and more cards out there. It's definitely still worth it and, you know, collection fodder as well. So there we go. I want to make a video talking about how to build out a team for Season 2 and tailor it to what you have. You know, your inventory, what you've done, and how you want to play. That's a big thing as well. If you want to use something like the Costonado boost and, you know, get it up to tier 3 if you're okay with a slower outfield, that's fine, but you just got to also think about where you're going to play. For example, a big thing that I always talk about is, well, what field do you have in mind that you actually want to use? Because if you have a fast outfield, you're probably better off playing somewhere with a lot of ground. Also, because those fast outfielders are going to be stretching, you know, doubles into triples, and they're going to be getting to the gaps and knocking down balls. So playing at Shield Woods in that case doesn't do you a ton of good. You'd rather want, like the Costonado boost, have a ton of power, but not too much speed, so you're not really going to get hit based off that. But something like Laughing Mountain Park, those guys are really going to cover ground, and they're going to be a lot better at this kind of park. So that's another thing to think about. But overall, I hope you guys are enjoying Season 2. I do appreciate there's a sense of freshness. At least I'm noticing right now. You're not seeing the same team. If I made this video 2 weeks ago, I'd just say, well, fuck it, use Carlos Santana. Well, what are you doing? Are you dumb? But now there's a little bit more parity to it, at least for now. Hopefully it sticks. Obviously, it really does suck that most of the cards that you spent all that time grinding for a better part of 3 months, you know, you just got one of these for them, and you're probably not going to do much with them again. Hopefully they can transform the events mode and other offline experiences to give reason to use those Season 1 cards and Season 2 once Season 3 comes, but, you know, that's for another date. But, yeah, that's what we've got for now. More videos coming soon. Thank you all for watching this one. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel.